Hello, beautiful people. It's me again. I'm back. I'm with you again. It's been a crazy 2 weeks. To be fair, it's been a crazy 2 years if you think about it. But these past 2 weeks have been quite emotional for me and quite a roller coaster of everything. But I feel like I also learned a lot for the past 2 weeks, and that's why I thought it's time to come back and it's time to talk about these things that I've learned. And hopefully, this is going to be something that you might find valuable as well. I think in these crazy times, as much as this is just some next level madness, like we have to keep working on ourselves, which is actually a little bit crazy. And that's why I believe in self development and self care so much, because everything that's happening in the world is just getting heavier and heavier. So to for us to keep our balance, to keep our mind straight, we need to make sure we learning from these experiences, we learning from these situations, and not only trying to take them on the surface, but try to understand what's happening and what is our place in this, and how can we manage it, basically. Like these are like big situations that are happening in the world. To me, like personally, I'm quite involved with the recent ones as well, because there's people I know are involved. But if we think about it, we went through navigating our lives through global pandemic and trying to stay on track with what we do, while the world is just on some craziness, and there's so many deaths as well. So it's been a heavy topic, and we still had to find a way to navigate, to understand the problem, to understand how we feel about the problem, to understand what we want to do about this. And now we're getting into war. Like, I would never like even think about the fact that I'm going to be navigating my life in this situation. And this is also important to see how we feel, how we want to act on it, or if we cannot act, how we want to think about it, what do we know, just getting that knowledge. And I think one of the biggest lessons I've learned, I think, again, this is not a new thing, I think this is something I've learned again, is that no matter what you do, someone's going to have an opinion on it. No matter how good your action is or how you think your action is right, there's always going to be someone with an opinion. And this is, I think, due to the fact that we have so much access to things that are creating this opinion. And it's not a good or a bad thing. It's just the fact that every human being has a certain point of vision on apparently every topic in the world nowadays. So there's going to be someone with an opinion. And I don't want to judge that. I just want to have this information. And this was something very interesting for me as well, because a lot of times I got myself in a point when I would, this I'll never do again, but I went on like a viral video, and then I started reading a comment, not one comment, comments. And I think that was something that was like super extra traumatizing, and I think I'm never going to do this again, because I started reading some things that were really hurtful, like not even to me, but just like humanity and just lots of things. And this was a really big lesson for me, to not react on these things and not allow myself to react on another person's opinion. And I could like I started like getting this mechanism on just like reading some of the things, and really working hard in my brain to not take things personally or not feel attacked, because this is some like defense mechanism that we also have. Like, we read something that someone just like threw in the air because, I don't know, they woke up and just someone woke up and chose violence and started like writing some stupid stuff, and we allow this person to make us feel a certain way, and we start feeling like it's towards us, and we take things personally. Whereas like there's a very, very big space there to breathe, and also understand that these people that are writing things, they're coming from a different space. So they might not have the same knowledge as we have. They might not have the same experience that we have. So there's a lot of like, I think they call like variables, if I'm speaking English right now. But really, that recent situations, because they were very huge, it was like a huge situations that were affecting the whole world. I think this has taught me to take others people's opinions less personally, even more. Usually I talk about dance and creative stuff related, but this is a big topic overall, life wise. But it also touches on like little things, like not little, but just like smaller topics like dance and creativity or art or whatever. But if you think overall, this is also a very important lesson. So that was one thing that was a really big one for me. And it was not like I just realized it and then I've done it, because this is something that is constant. There's so many of situations like this. So you need to understand and observe how you are, what you are thinking in moments like this, and what's happening to you, and how maybe you can respond rather to react. This is very, very important. Another thing that kind of went out of this is when I started having conversations with people, because I kind of felt the responsibility to share my knowledge and just kind of connect with people and have conversations, because there's so much information in the internet, but again, like probably 75% is wrong, or 70 or 50% is bullshit, or is fake news, or someone just interprets something. It's someone's opinion and they make it look like something. So the internet is quite hard to make it really real. So I think I took it upon myself to even for myself research and keep talking, not stand my ground on one and then think this is the only way, because that's probably not it, because I'm not in the position to even know. I'm kind of knowing my thing from around, from surroundings and through people. But I think one of the really beautiful things that happen, and I want to encourage everyone to do this, because it really kind of gave me hope within all the conversation, is the way we are listening, or the way it's called action lies active listening. So whenever I was starting a conversation with someone that I felt like has an opposite opinion on something that's happening, the opposite opinion to me, I never really dismissed that person. My heart could say like, I definitely disagree, or like, this person doesn't know. My heart will scream. But my brain, like once I started understanding the things I said before, I started coming from a position of, hey, do you have any questions about this topic? Because you seem like you're posting this opinion. Do you maybe want to know more, or do you want to talk about this? So I start from the position of question, because for me, questions are opening the dialogue. And even if that person will say something, that wouldn't be still a place for me to jump in with my opinion still. I would follow with more questions. And I feel like this is not for me to like trying to manipulate conversation, but for me to trying to understand the point that person is. So once I have a bigger understanding of the point that person is coming from, that gives me more space and understanding to then maybe share my opinion in a way like, listen, I've listened to everything you're saying. It makes sense, it doesn't, I don't know, it depends. Would you mind hearing my point of view? Because I feel like, especially if it's me starting a conversation, I cannot really go straight away with being like, this is not happening, this is not right. I feel like this way I could have more empathy towards what that person is saying, even if in the first place I wasn't agreeing on this, but I can have a more understanding why this person is saying this, and then it's going to be easier for me to maybe show something opposite, and I believe that person will also be more keen to hear what I have to say. I think this just gives us as humans, as people within our conversation, just a little more space of understanding. I think a lot of times we just crash because we just go off what we like, we react very quickly, and that's where the crashes are coming so quick. And the empathy, even to the things that we don't understand or we not agreeing with, was a very hard lesson for me, but I keep practicing it. And thanks to this approach towards the conversations recently, I had a really good conversation with a lot of people. And sometimes we didn't end up agreeing on the same thing, but at least we've listened, and we kind of gain new perspective, if that makes sense. It's not only, I believe it's not only about having people you agree with. It's actually those conversations when you don't agree, when you have some different opinion, when you have different background and history of your life. That's when the things are challenging, because every one of us has a different perspective on life. Every one of us is, been brought up differently, so we see the world through different colors, if you think about it. So I want to encourage you to maybe research a little bit about active listening. This is something I also learned a lot when I did my coaching school, and it's been really helping me as in just like a tool in general in my conversation with people. Gave me a lot of more empathy, gave me more colorful conversations, because the conversation stopped being just opinion, or someone saying something and this is what I think about it. It's just someone says something and then I can ask more questions. And that person may be going to be like, oh, listen, I didn't even think about it. And through asking that question, they might find something and I might find something. It's just like gives a little bit more color to conversations, I guess. I think these were the two main thoughts I had for the past 2 weeks within me and people, within these interactions. And I don't know, maybe it's gonna be also something interesting for you. Maybe you're gonna look at your conversations. I think it's very interesting. I started really trying to look through my interactions with people and the conversations and how they're going and what's going good, what's going bad, what can I learn more from it. And again, like last year I thought I know so much, and I'm still learning, and I'm still learning things about myself. I still find moments when I was reacting and I want to change. So this just constant journey of self-development is a beautiful one, to be honest. Like it keeps me on my toes, makes me more interested about myself and the world and the people around me. Sometimes I feel like you know people around you, but you can always find something more. We all keep growing as well, so you want to keep this process. I don't want to say only interesting, but keep this process stimulating, I guess. Like just keep getting more and more out of it. So this is some new thoughts. I hope you enjoyed this little episode, this little new episode. Another interview is coming, and this Saturday, because I'm gonna post it I think tomorrow. So this Saturday I'm organizing a self-esteem lecture. It's gonna be an interactive lecture, and I feel like self-esteem is such an interesting topic, and I feel like everyone can find something in this, because our brain can think, okay, I know what self-esteem is. I know that I need a good self-esteem. It's going to help me. And that's the general thing. But as soon as you strip it and you find little things in it, it's going to be easy to make it happen. Because, if someone gives you the whole cake, it's delicious, it's going to be amazing, but you cannot eat it all at once. You have to take it piece by piece to be able to enjoy it, to be able to digest it, to be really able to eat it. Oh, I love analogies with food, but the same is with this. I think things that we think we know, we always can find something else in it. So I think that with that lecture, the self-esteem, that's what I want to do. I want to take it apart a little bit so we can have small pieces of cake that we can together eat slowly and feel deliciousness. So I hope this is something that you might be interested in. Also, if you know people that you feel might struggle with their self-esteem, send this to them. If you're not able to be there on Saturday 10 to 12 UK time, you can always purchase the recording. I think, sometimes I watch so many TV series. I'm not even going to lie and I'm going to pretend. But a lot of times I prefer to switch it off and play something on at the same time. So I always watch when I eat and play something on that's more of a food for thought. That's why I listen to a lot of podcasts when I cook, when I do action, like I listen, because these are the things that are just going to make our brain work a little bit differently and just going to stimulate it in different ways. And you're going to have your own discoveries because it's all about you and it's all about your personal journey. And I feel like it's beautiful how our personal journey is different to one another. And I said end for like the 21st time. I think this is going to be something that can start this new journey of my lectures. I want to do many different topics. As much as I'm doing the podcast, I think I want to do the interactive. So this is just me to you, but I want to have a chance to meet you all, and I want to have a chance to talk to you, because again, conversations are the ones that inspire us. Conversations are the ones that are stimulating our brain. Conversations are the ones where we can get to know different perspective. So it was very important for me that it's not just this, but it's this. Like, I also want to pick up your brain because I'm also interested about what you're thinking. So check it out. It's on my Instagram. If you like this podcast episode, I don't know, give a thumbs up. I don't know if you can do that on Spotify, maybe on Instagram, Space to Elevate. We are on YouTube. We're doing these little videos. And next week, next episode. So next week is going to be the interview. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a lovely day whenever you are listening to this or watching this. Really nice to be back. And yeah, stay safe, be healthy, take care of your friends, and appreciate every moment you have.